Network from Learfield IMG College. Welcome to Nick McDevitt Live, powered by Middle Tennessee Electric, your locally owned electric cooperative and your trusted energy advisor. Our coverage is also brought to you by Ascend Federal Credit Union, the exclusive credit union of Blue Raider Athletics, and by Ascension St. Thomas, official hospital partner of MTSU. Be part of the show by emailing your questions to radio@goblueraiders.com. Now, here is your host, the voice of the Blue Raiders, Chip Walters.
Welcome into the MTSU campus tonight here on the Blue Raider Network. Glad to have you with us for Nick McDevitt Live, presented by Middle Tennessee Electric. Our show presented by MTE, service to make your life better. Energy, service, life. Coach, how are you doing tonight?
Doing great. Hope you are.
Well, I can tell I'm getting old. A little sluggish yesterday after a 6.5-hour bus ride that got us home. But, hey, I was very grateful to be able to make the trip and see games live and be able to call it. I was telling somebody it kind of felt a little bit normal to kind of get on the bus and go do a game.
It really did, and to I wish we were able to put some fans in the stands here. Obviously, Southern Miss has a limited number of folks that they're allowing into their facility. But, even though you were on the road, you're right. It did feel somewhat normal to be getting on a bus, go play some games, and have some folks, some fans in the stands, and, yelling at you when you're on the free throw line, and just kind of felt, like you said, just a little bit of normal.
Yeah, and it was, and they had just enough people there to where you didn't hear every word that everybody said, I guess.
That's right. You didn't hear everything that was going on, and when they were excited for their team, you could tell that they were there.
Yep. We're going to dive into both of the games at Southern Miss in the next two segments as far as some of the details, but just from a general standpoint of going down and competing, probably the best way to start this show out every week is, okay, kind of give us where were you roster-wise and all of that as you headed down? And it's not from an excuse standpoint, but I think it is a backdrop of what people need to know of what you were dealing with, the hand of cards you had.
Yeah, obviously the week before we were really short-handed for the entire week. Going into the FIU series, we got a couple right back the day before the game, and we're able to play with 9. We had a couple of in-game or in that second game injuries to a couple of our backcourt players. So really the entire week of the Southern Miss series, we were at 3 guards for practice. And one of those was a move back from the kind of a forward spot back to a guard spot so we could have 3. So we had some staff members playing out there in practice a little bit, going through drills just so that we could give somewhat of a decent look of what things might look like for the upcoming weekend. Obviously, we were still without Jace Johnson and Dontrell Schuler for the series. Got those guys back once we returned back to campus here. So tomorrow, we were shorthanded today. Tomorrow will be our first full squad practice. Probably
Since prior to the Ole Miss game, maybe?
Yeah, probably about 5 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so you were, Dontrell he
hasn't played since the Ole Miss game.
He's not played since the Ole Miss game.
Yeah.
And Jace Johnson was right on the cusp of being able to play.
He was basically in protocol mode over the last 2 or 3 days.
He was out of quarantine.
Correct.
But
an acclimation period.
And there is a protocol for that.
There is. There's kind of that first day coming out of your quarantine, you're allowed to do about 50%, get your heart rate up to about 50%, with your exercise level and your activity level. Day 2, which is really day 12,
Wow.
coming out of that, you're at 75%. So it's really day 13. You're at 100%, but that's not for competition. So it's really day 14 from the time you start your quarantine that you're actually cleared for full competition and go 100%. And that's assuming you don't have any setbacks with your heart rate or cramping or, or anything with your cardiovascular system. So, yeah, it's been a big downtime. And then for the guys that played, we had a couple in Eli Lawrence who had a long downtime, who was fine for the game, but his conditioning level isn't fine. I mean, he played hard, particularly in the second game. I thought he played really well. But as soon as he was going in, no kidding, he would look at me and say, "Coach, give me about 2 minutes, and then you're going to have to sub me out," because he was playing hard, but knew that about a minute and a half to 2 minutes was going to be the max of how hard he could go because of how much downtime he has had, and that's the case with several other players as well. And like you said, that's not excuse making for him. It's just the facts of the matter of the cards he was dealt with, quarantining and roommates and everything else, and all of a sudden you're thrown into a league game, and you haven't even practiced in a while.
Yeah, and I know when we were getting ready to go to we were getting ready for FIU, I guess, and that week you had 4 guys on Monday, 4 on Tuesday, 6, and then 9 and that kind of thing. And you never, leading up to the FIU series, you never had enough guys on the floor to have a 5-on-5 scrimmage.
Correct.
And,
that's right. And then
wow.
This past week we had enough for 5-on-5, but that was counting doing some drills 5-on-5, really half-court drills in order to get some staff members out there to get to the 10.
Yeah.
Because like I said, we only had 3 guards.
And you mentioned Eli and that he said he'd give you 2 minutes and that kind of thing, because I mean, when he comes in, he's bringing the juice with him.
That's right.
And
and credit. I mean, really, that's good.
Eli's one of those guys. I mean, the band's going to play, and whether it's your band or the other team's band, most of the time it's going to be your band.
Yeah.
Because he's making some electric plays. He comes out of nowhere to get rebounds,
yep.
and he can come in just a short amount of time, and he can lift the energy level of your other 4 guys on the floor.
He's definitely a dynamic player, and he brings energy. We need that from him.
Dontrell's, which you've missed that from him too.
For sure. Just those 2 guys with their voice, Jace and his voice, and when you're down a guy like Eli, I shouldn't say down, knowing he's going to play in short spurts, that's really where you miss somebody like Jace. Where you can stick him in there, and those 2 guys can kind of fill that spot, but both of them in short bursts. 2 minutes here, 2 minutes for this guy, 2 minutes for him, 2 minutes for him, back and forth to kind of fill that spot. And then when one of them's not suiting up and the other one's gassed, you're trying to figure it out.
Yeah, and then you had 3 war horses in there. You got Jordan Davis, Jalen Jordan, and Donovan Sims, who are all playing 30 minutes. And they've got
tongues wagging.
Yeah, and they've got to bring it.
Yeah, and they did.
Yeah.
Particularly in that second game, we weren't. We can talk about that here in a minute. We weren't very good, to say the least, in that first game. But second game, those guys did a great job. Played a lot of minutes, and it was tough. It's tough.
It is, no question about it. I want to remind you that our opening segment each week is brought to you by the Murfreesboro Post, covering daily news from Murfreesboro. Pick one up around town every Monday, or log on to murfreesboropost.com anytime. That would be 24/7. I want to remind you, if you want to get a question or comment in, not able to check the comments under the Facebook, but if you can, email us, radio@goblueraiders.com. That's radio@goblueraiders.com. More with Coach Nick McDevitt after this on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield, IMG College.
What do you think of when you hear community, integrity, commitment, tradition, and partners? The folks at Sodexo know it's family, friends, neighbors, and coworkers. The people we live with, work with, share our world with, and the fans we love to serve. Sodexo is community. It's a community of more than 200 employees and nonprofit volunteers and the thousands of fans we serve at MTSU. Sodexo is a community of people who are committed to enhancing your game day experience. Sodexo, proud server of your game day concession needs and proud to serve the Blue Raiders.
Hey Blue Raider fans, this is Dr. Mark Hardison with Middle Tennessee Oral and Implant Surgery. We are so proud to be able to serve the Blue Raider teams and their families when they need wisdom teeth removed, dental implants, or other specialty oral care. Our mission is to provide health care as it should be, providing compassion, availability, and excellence to every one of our patients. We deeply appreciate the support of your business as we join in supporting our team. Let's go Blue!
3, 2, 1, Happy New Game!
Now you
can enjoy the new year with more games, more chances to win, and even more fun from the Tennessee Lottery. And you can play any way you like. Play quick and win big with instant games. Or try drawing-style games that pack a big money punch. So don't drop the ball. Make a resolution to put a little more cash and a whole lot of fun in your pocket today with the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
Love getting prices that are lower than low on backyard favorites like grill-ready hamburgers and fresh-picked strawberries? Then shop at Kroger. We give you more ways to save on the fresh you love with tools like the Kroger app, where you can find personalized coupons on top of weekly sales. Plus, rewards like fuel points, giving you prices that are lower than the everyday low. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance takes great pride in treating Middle Tennessee State University athletes. Experts in bones, joints, and muscles, and with more than 60 specialists in locations across Middle Tennessee, TOA has a playbook to get you back in the game. To request an appointment, visit us at TOA.com or give us a call at 855-NEED-TOA. Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance, or TOA, the official team doctors for Blue Raider Athletics.
Put Lee Company on your team and you'll always be ahead of the game with home maintenance, improvements, and repair. Sign up for a Lee Company home maintenance plan to have your heating and air conditioning system tuned up twice a year. In addition, you'll receive a comprehensive electrical and plumbing home inspection, plus member-only discounts and priority service, all for as low as $8.25 a month. For the very best electrical, heating, air conditioning, and plumbing services, call Lee Company at 615-867-1000 or visit leecompany.com.
News Radio WGNS, the flagship station for Blue Raider sports.
Welcome back to Nick McDevitt Live, presented by Middle Tennessee Electric. Also tonight, Exit Realty Bob Lamb & Associates, the #1 producing exit realty office in the United States. Find them online at exitmurfreesboro.com. Middle makes its first road trip of the year, actually, against a road opponent that was not a neutral site, and it was at Southern Mississippi. Last year, the Blue Raiders beat Southern Miss 3 times, twice in the regular season, once in the tournament. This year, Southern Miss, they had gone and found some new players as well, including a really good freshman point guard out of New Orleans. He is, long, 6'5".
Yep, got some size to him.
He looks like a guy you'd like. He's one of those versatile cats.
Yeah, he's going to be a really good ball player in this league for quite some time. Had 24 and 10 on Friday night. Just has size to be able to see over people, make plays when he gets in the paint. He could shoot over people, late clock. You can put him as the primary ball handler because of his ability to shoot. He can play some off the ball. Really good player.
Jaron Pierre is his name, so kind of be watching for him. But down in South Mississippi and Louisiana, they call him Jaron Pierre. So he's really a good player.
He is.
Tay Hardy is, for them, utilitarian, just tough as wet leather.
He really is.
And he really was the guy I thought that gave us problems on Saturday. But he's in that starting lineup and is a great he's a great complimentary
guy,
player.
But good enough to win. It's when he's on one of those nights, going to be your leading scorer occasionally. Just a tough, hard-nosed kid. He made, I thought, probably one of the biggest baskets of the game on Saturday. I believe it was a 53-all tie. Late clock. We had defended the possession really well. We had a little bit of momentum as far as the game was concerned, and he made a little spin move, left-handed kind of floater that kind of dinged on the front of the rim and somehow grew some legs and jumped up in the basket. That was a big bucket in that game.
Yeah, you go down there and you bust down on Thursday. You get ready to play on Friday. Game gets going and things are good.
Cruising
right along. You get to about at the under 8 media timeout. It's a 3-point game, and then you get at 4 minutes and 10 seconds. There's a timeout call there, and you're down 7. And boy, that's when the wheels came off before the end of the first half.
There was a 10-minute stretch that really the last about 4 or 5 of the first half and the first 4 or 5 of the second half where the game just got turned upside down. I believe it was 22-19 with about 5 minutes to go in the half, and they finished the half on a 16-3 run, and then they started the second half on another run. And, just one of those nights that we were bad, they were making shots. We just weren't good. We weren't good offensively. We just didn't have that same defensive spirit that we've had really all year long. And that was a little bit of a surprise, to be honest with you, because of our 3 or 4 days of prep. Although we didn't have a full batch of guys at practice, they were locked into the scout. Their energy was good. We were defending actions that we had gone over in our small shell drill. We defended it well early in the game, and just had a awful 8-9 minute stretch there that the game got away from us. And I was proud of the way we were able to learn from it, see it, put it behind us, and give ourselves a chance to win that second game.
Oh yeah.
But we were not good.
But this tells you really all you need to know about that stretch you're talking about. Just before the half, it was a 12-2 run. Middle is 1 for 9 from the field during that stretch. They were 7 of 8.
Yeah,
that's that gets you in a bad spot. You're down 16 at the half. It gets pushed out to more. It ends up being 30. On the night, 84-54. When in a game like that, knowing you're going to play the next day, is it one of those where you choose it yourself, or do you wait till the other guy, starts taking out some of his starters or whatever, because you've got to save some legs in there somewhere?
Yeah, you're not waving the white flag or quitting, but also just as far as substitution, things that you might have some plays or defensive adjustments that you may make in the second game that you don't want to necessarily play your cards on at the end of night one. There are things like that you've got to keep in mind. You don't want to play some of the guys like that night, Jordan Davis, Donovan Sims. We're going to need them the next night, so you try not to just kill their legs in a game when you're down a heavy margin like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And how do you when you're coaching in a game that gets out of hand like that, how do you deal with your team from a motivational standpoint, and what are you looking for out of your guys? Because you hear football coaches talk all the time, a lot, about a game that gets out of hand. We're watching film on that, and see who's doing what. But they're not having to come back and play the next day,
right?
So there is a little bit of a difference there.
There is, and so.
But you don't want to see non-effort, though.
No, don't want to see non-effort. That's a fact. You never want to have that. Whatever we're doing, you've got to do it at a high effort level. That we talk about that if we call defense, or excuse me, when we call a zone on defense, that's not rest time. We're just playing a different defense.
Not like in intramurals where that means, woo, I get a breath now.
Yeah.
2-3 zone, I'm good with that.
That's right. So. Yeah, it's rest time, but you can't do that at this level. And so the same is true in games like that when the outcome is decided. And unless something really crazy happens, the outcome has been decided. You still want to play hard, and then after the game is over, it's not time to pound them into the ground with during a film session. You've got to teach what went well, what didn't, and move on, because you're getting ready to play in less than 24 hours.
Speaking of moving on, 84-54 was the final. The Raiders do put that one behind them on Friday night. Want to remind you that Blue Raider fans get ahead of the game with the best home services team in town. For your heating, air conditioning, plumbing, electrical, and home improvement needs, Lee Company is the team to call. 615-867-1000 or leecompany.com. More with Coach Nick McDevitt after this on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield IMG College.
Roscoe Brown is proud to be a longtime supporter of MTSU Athletics and your locally owned HVAC and plumbing company. For 80 years, Roscoe Brown has been the trusted name in heating, cooling, and plumbing for Middle Tennessee homeowners and businesses. We provide 24/7 assistance by calling 1-888-MY-ROSCOE. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Roscoe Brown. People you know, a name you trust. Go Blue Raiders.
Roscoe Brown. RoscoeBrown.com.
Let's go out west. Camp at the base of a mountain, get some fresh air.
Yes, let's go camping. With air conditioning.
We can be hundreds of miles away from the closest person. Really live off the grid.
Love the off-the-grid part. But with Wi-Fi.
Whether you're the serious camper or occasional glamper, Ascend offers low rates and flexible terms on RV loans. You can apply online at ascend.org or any of our branch locations. RV loans from Ascend Federal Credit Union.
What happens to your decision-making when you drink? Well, after one drink, you feel confident. A few more, and calling your ex at 1 a.m. seems like a great idea. And you're pretty sure the secret to a great taco is 4-day-old macaroni. The bottom line, drunk you doesn't make great decisions. So you're risking a DUI or worse if you count on him to get you home. Plan before you party. Get home safe. Paid for by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
With COVID cases on the rise, student and faculty safety is more important than ever. RJ Young provides zero-contact temperature kiosks to scan temperatures of every visitor into a campus building. Paired with a database accessed through a QR code, you can monitor and log critical information for tracing needs. To provide COVID protection on your campus, visit rjyoung.com/safety.
Any way you slice it, your game day won't be complete without soft, delicious Bunny Bread and Bunny Buns, an official corporate partner of Blue Raider Athletics. Whether you're watching with friends, cheering in the stands, or tuning in at home, count on Bunny to help block your hunger and give you energy. So pick up some Bunny Buns and Bunny Bread today. It's sure to be a slam dunk.
That's what I said. Bunny Bread.
Murfreesboro Medical Clinic is proud to be the official medical group of MTSU Athletics. We all win big when we work as a team for better health. Just like MTSU's athletes and coaches, our healthcare professionals work tirelessly to make our community proud. At MMC, we really are true blue. MTSU is our hometown team, and your health is our mission. Visit mmclinic.com or call us at 615-893-4480.
News Radio WGNS, the flagship station for Blue Raider sports.
Today's game brought to you in part by Middle Tennessee Electric. Want to welcome in Jay Sanders, Community Relations Coordinator for MTE. Jay, what is Sharing Change?
Chip, Sharing Change is Middle Tennessee Electric's charitable foundation. The sole purpose of the foundation is to give back to the communities that Middle Tennessee Electric serves.
Well, I'm a member of MTE. How can I participate?
Well, members like you can donate funds by rounding up your bill. You can also donate just one time if you would like, or you can donate a set amount each month. If you'd like to participate, you can always visit sharingchange.org. You can give Middle Tennessee Electric a call at 1-877-777-9020, or you can simply log in to the My MTEMC app on your smart device and sign up for Sharing Change today.
Well, who receives the funds that are collected?
Well, that's the neat thing, is that 100% of the donations actually go back to local nonprofit organizations. Organizations like Special Kids in Murfreesboro, Indoor Athletics, or Nourish Food Bank are just a few organizations that receive funding from Sharing Change.
How many different nonprofits have received funding?
Well, there's quite a bit. Over the years, there's been over 500 different organizations, and over $10 million has been donated to local organizations since Sharing Change was founded in 2003.
Can you give us that website one more time?
Sure. It's sharingchange.org.
All right. Jay, appreciate it very much, and thank you for MTE having this great program of Sharing Change.
Thank you, Chip.
All right, Jay Sanders with Middle Tennessee Electric. Our show brought to you in part by Grannis & Associates, certified public accountants specializing in business and personal accounting and tax services. Grannis & Associates, 615-895-1040, and online at gcpas.com. All right, Friday night's over. you get them back to the hotel, got a little food in them. You didn't do a whole lot with them that night. You wanted to get them off their feet. That was your number one priority.
Yeah, get them off their feet. And obviously with COVID protocols, you don't want to have, have them in a big group setting and around each other. That we've got them separated in the rooms, and about half of our guys have had it and half haven't. So we split them up that way to where they're with roommates. If you haven't had it, you're with a roommate that has had it. So lessens the chances of quarantining and getting in it and spreading it. So you're thinking more about rooming lists and getting them away from each other and that kind of stuff, just as much as you are trying to dissect the film. Plus, it just gave us a chance to digest it as a staff.
I was going to say it gave you, but you guys did not go to bed early.
No, it was not an early night. It was a late night. But that's the way it's supposed to be. I mean, that's just part of it. You got to get back to work real quick because you got a game coming up the next afternoon. So when you get beat like that, you got to go to the drawing board and figure out what did we not do well.
Yeah.
Clearly that's not a short list when you get beat like that. So made some adjustments and I thought we were good the next afternoon. I thought our players had a short memory, bounced back, and played well. We didn't shoot it well on Saturday, but we played the game.
There is
way.
a difference, and I know, and both of them go into the final product.
Yeah,
absolutely,
for sure.
And this team has had some moments of we've had a little periods of drought or moments where we struggled, and those have. We've had 2 or 3 games in there where you had your entire group of guys. You don't see that as much because you have some folks who can step up and be a drought buster.
Yeah.
Create a shot,
sure.
Things like that.
Yeah.
But back to your guys from Friday night. You guys work on film till 1 or 2 in the morning. You want to get those guys at least 8 hours of sleep because you're having to play within 21 hours of the previous tip.
Mm-hmm.
And you come out on Saturday morning, have breakfast, and you guys have made a conscious decision. You're not going to go back on the floor per se, just to try to keep them do a lot of film work. And 2 weeks in a row now, you've said, "Hey, I think we've got some things schematically we've seen that I think we can be better." And goodness, both times it worked out that way.
Yeah, the staff has done a terrific job of watching film, preparing our guys as best as possible, given how shorthanded we are leading up to the game, making some in-game adjustments, and then obviously in-between game adjustments that you can't reinvent the wheel during the week, knowing you've got players coming back later in the week. You can't install 2, 3, 4, 5 sets during the week when you've got 3 or 4 players that are going to play in the game that aren't at practice.
Yeah.
They're going to come back, and you're going to call play Z2, and they have no idea what you've done for the last 3 or 4 days. So you can't do that. You've got to make small tweaks and adjustments during the game and in between the games to things you already do, things they already know really well. It's not a normal year when you can perhaps, but based on the way this team plays defense, here's 2 or 3 quick hitters we can do this weekend that are going to work.
Yeah.
You can't do that when heavy minute guys aren't at practice, and so you're really trying to tweak some things once they do get back, and the staff has done a nice job of doing that. Our players have done a nice job of soaking those things in, and honestly just giving ourselves a chance to win several ball games here over the last couple of weekends when we've been just incredibly shorthanded.
Yep.
And our leading scorer hasn't played a conference game yet.
That's right. Exactly, and he's still your leading scorer.
He's still our leading scorer.
At 11.7. That would be Dontrell Schuler, who you will see this weekend against Western, and glad to have him. With about 10 minutes to go, you're up by a point, 43-42. You never trailed by more than 5 at that point, and it was a contest for that last 10 minutes. The last 10 minutes was really fun to watch because it was 2 good basketball teams playing well against each other.
No doubt. Both teams playing hard, trying to scrap out a win. We were talking about that in the huddle. It's like you've got to be enjoying the fight. This is what it's about. Just get out there and keep doing what you're doing and enjoy the grind, enjoy the battle. You don't want something that's just going to be handed to you and easy. And I think our players did embrace that challenge and the fight, enjoyed that part of it, and we just came up short.
Yep, final score it was 64-59, and just a couple of things that were huge changes from Friday night to Saturday off the stat sheet. Points off turnovers. On Saturday, you guys won that category 11-4. It was flipped, at least flipped. And points in the paint was huge in their favor on Friday. 12-12 on Saturday. Fast break points, you guys had the advantage. And bench points, nobody had very many on Saturday. It was the starters who did most of the work, but tied at 2-2. And a lot of good things came of that. It's a shame you didn't get the one in the left-hand column, but it was definitely some building blocks there.
Well, I thought, again, you go back and watch I felt this way during the game, and after going back and watching the film, it held true. We showed that film to our players today, and that was particularly on the offensive side of the ball. We had tons of ball movement. The ball was going inside and out, side to side, and we were generating really good wide-open looks for multiple different guys. We just had a bad night shooting the ball.
Yep.
I think we ended up 6 for 27 from three. When you're shooting right at 25% from three, you're going to have a hard time hanging enough points to win the game. We had some really good shooters that came up empty from behind the arc, and that's just not going to happen all year long. You've got to play the percentages.
Yeah.
And when you're generating open looks for yourself and for your teammates, over the long haul, good things are going to happen. It didn't Saturday. We were obviously disappointed in that loss, but we played basketball the right way. We just missed shots.
Yep. 64-59 the final on Saturday, and the Middle is now 1-3 in Conference USA. Southern Miss with the 2 wins are now 3-3. Tonight's show brought to you in part by the Daily News Journal, Rutherford County's first source for news, sports, and much more. Visit dnj.com. More with the head coach after this on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield IMG College.
Build a safer campus with security cameras by R.J. Young. Our security cameras are limitlessly smart, scalable, and simple to use. Schools are choosing our security systems as they can be monitored from anywhere and give instant alerts. With COVID cases on the rise, the camera's environmental sensors conduct heat mapping to monitor high-traffic areas so you know where to sanitize often. To provide protection to your campus, visit rjyoung.com/safety.
At TriGreen, we stand behind you with smart solutions to keep your property looking its best. Like our Smart Savings event, where you can get a 1023E tractor for just $90 per month. That's with 0% financing for 84 months. Find more smart savings at TriGreenEquipment.com.
Offer ends 1/31/2021, subject to approved installment credit with John Deere Financial. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Time to try green. Time to try green.
At Ascension St. Thomas, care is more than a word. Care is serving our patients, standing with them in times of need, and showing compassion when they're at their most vulnerable. Care is listening and delivering personalized plans from a team of specialists, providing leading-edge treatments at every step. At Ascension St. Thomas, care is more than a word. It's our calling. Make your next appointment at getsthealthcare.com.
The MTSU Alumni Association is proud of its more than 130,000 living alumni who are leading, teaching, entertaining, researching, flying, farming, nursing, and more worldwide. Every Blue Raider accomplishment adds value to your degree. Are you connected to the MTSU National Alumni Association? Visit mtalumni.com to share what you're doing, update your information, and see how you can be involved and informed. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
What happens to your decision-making when you drink? Well, after one drink, you feel confident. A few more, and calling your ex at 1 a.m. seems like a great idea. And you're pretty sure the secret to a great taco is 4-day-old macaroni. The bottom line, drunk you doesn't make great decisions. So you're risking a DUI or worse if you count on him to get you home. Plan before you party. Get home safe. Paid for by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
Make a fast break for Bunny Bread, proud supporter of the Blue Raiders. With its soft, fresh taste you know and love, Bunny Bread and Bunny Buns are fan favorites for all ages. Bunny is the perfect three-pointer with the taste you want, the nutrition you need, and energy to go. So score big with Bunny Bread and Bunny Buns today and cheer the Blue Raiders on to victory.
That's what I said. Bunny bread.
News Radio WGNS, the flagship station for Blue Raider sports.
Hey, welcome back into Nick McDevitt Live, and brought to you in part by Tri-Green Equipment. They know the value of teamwork. They have the tractor packages with implements you need. Score a new John Deere tractor package at a comfortable, low monthly payment and get back to what really matters. Blue Raider basketball. Get started online at trigreen.com. Tri-Green Equipment, a proud partner of Blue Raider Athletics. Coach, trying to think, we talked about how long it's been since Dontrell played, which was back in the Ole Miss game, which was December 16th. That's about the time, or actually right before that school was out. You had actually, I guess, right around Thanksgiving, you had graduation, then they finished out some stuff. But your guys are here in town, and without the benefit of their entire student body fellows, how are you and your coaches working with them to get them through the idle times and things like that?
Well,
because most of the time on the road, it's like, somebody's over there cracking the whip on study hall or things like that. But right now, you're in a long extended period without it.
We are, and there are things that, some of them will come in during the day to get some individual work in, individual shooting in with their position coach. Some of them will come in to watch some film on their individual play. Obviously, we space out times where they need to come in for treatment, come in for weight training. So it's not as much downtime as you would think, but it's still without the ability to be out socializing with fellow students, without classes being in session, without the ability just to go in public settings that you normally would as a college student. There is significantly more downtime and idle time than normal.
And I'll tell you, you coaches have a way of taking a day,
fill it up,
and putting 2 or 3 things in there that really just gives you no time on your own. I mean, spaced out just far. Well, can't do anything in that little slot there. Can't do anything there. Well, can I go to the mall? No, can't go to the mall. Can't get back in time. But there's just little things. Changing gears completely. We have been very fortunate over the years to have a show on Martin Luther King Day every year. And it is, such. I think it's really important to spend a few minutes on this day to talk about what sport and sports has done for you, your team, or your team, those kids, to where we are. When you're in sports, a lot of times you don't see the divisions. You see teammates. And I know Coach Stock talked about, last year when we had the bad stuff going on with, that had a lot of folks troubled. He said, go in a locker room.
Man, if the world just worked,
if the world could go to a locker room.
If the world operated like a locker room,
yeah,
we'd be a lot better off.
Yeah, as you were with your kids and they were off, and when we were having some strife across the country, how did you all communicate with them about things and just how to grasp what they were seeing and getting feedback from them on what their thoughts were about that and how to move forward?
Really just trying to give them multiple platforms to be heard, to listen. We obviously met with them through individual phone calls, team Zoom meetings over the summer, but also just upon their arrival to campus, just making them aware of the multiple outlets there are on this campus and in this community of people that have been in their shoes. We have a character coach for our team that does a wonderful job. Jason Scales is terrific and is a huge asset for our program. We have folks on campus that also outside of our locker room, outside of our inner workings of our program, there are other avenues of people that that they can go talk to and just talk about how they feel and what they're thinking about, what they've seen, what they've experienced. They know they can always come to us as well as coaches, but obviously there's going to be some things that you may not want to share with your coach.
Right.
We're always open. We have open doors, and they come to us a lot about a lot of different things. But what these young men, not just on our team, but what these young people are going through all across the country is hard right now. Harder than what it was for really just it's been difficult. It has been really difficult. And the way that I'm really proud of our young men and how they're handling the social hardships, the social climate that they're having to navigate and think about and live through. And then you throw on top of that COVID and needing and wanting and people telling you to isolate, stay away, and at a time when you're dealing with things like that in
and you
your
want to come
personal life,
together.
you want to come together,
Yeah.
but you're also trying to encourage somebody to go talk to others, be around others, see how other communities operate. COVID tells you do not do that. So it's a difficult, weird, strange time,
True.
but they're the way they're handling it, I'm proud of them.
Well, it is appropriate that we honor the man who showed us what peaceful protest was all about, and on a very important week in our country. And I'll leave you with this: the time is always right to do what
is right.
What is right.
Yeah.
And with that, we will take a break. We'll be back to take a look around Conference USA and hear from one of our partners right after this. You're listening to Nick McDevitt live on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield IMG College.
We welcome you now to Skateboard Vert. On the deck, it's the extreme one, Tristan Jaden, dropping in, and whoa, no way!
Did he just frontside backside that?
He did, Brooks. He hit the front of that Extreme Cash instant game, flipped it, scratched the back, and this crowd is loving it.
We've seen extreme tricks before, Ryder, but I don't know how you top this. I really don't.
Take your fun to the extreme with Extreme Cash Games, only from the Tennessee Lottery.
Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
What do you think of when you hear community, integrity, commitment, tradition, and partners? The folks at Sodexo know it's family, friends, neighbors, and coworkers. The people we live with, work with, share our world with, and the fans we love to serve. Sodexo is community. It's a community of more than 200 employees and nonprofit volunteers and the thousands of fans we serve at MTSU. Sodexo is a community of people who are committed to enhancing your game day experience. Sodexo, proud server of your game day concession needs and proud to serve the Blue Raiders.
Love getting prices that are lower than low on backyard favorites like grill-ready hamburgers and fresh-picked strawberries? Then shop at Kroger. We give you more ways to save on the fresh you love with tools like the Kroger app, where you can find personalized coupons on top of weekly sales. Plus, rewards like fuel points, giving you prices that are lower than the everyday low. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Murfreesboro, you can count on an award-winning service team for all your home maintenance and improvement needs. Lee Company, A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, recognized by Angie's List as a super service provider since 2008, is ready to assist with all your home maintenance needs. Heating and air conditioning, plumbing, electrical, home improvement, and more. Experience the convenience of calling one phone number for all your home maintenance and improvement needs. Call Lee Company today at 615-867-1000 or visit leecompany.com.
At TriGreen, we stand behind you with smart solutions to keep your property looking its best. Like our Smart Savings event, where you can get a 1023E tractor for just $90 per month. That's with 0% financing for 84 months. Find more smart savings at trygreenequipment.com.
Offer ends 1/31/2021, subject to approved installment credit with John Deere Financial. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Time to try green, time to try green.
Hey Blue Raider fans, this is Dr. Mark Hardison with Middle Tennessee Oral and Implant Surgery. We are so proud to be able to serve the Blue Raider teams and their families when they need wisdom teeth removed, dental implants, or other specialty oral care. Our mission is to provide health care as it should be, providing compassion, availability, and excellence to every one of our patients. We deeply appreciate the support of your business as we join in supporting our team. Let's go Blue!
News Radio WGNS, the flagship station for Blue Raider sports.
Welcome back in, and we're trying to keep you in the game from TOA, Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance, and Dr. Robert Thompson joins us. And Dr. Thompson, Achilles tendinitis. We were talking about the ankle a few weeks ago. Now we're going to go kind of right to the back side of the foot. What is Achilles tendinitis, and what is the treatment for it?
Sure. So Achilles tendinitis is just simply inflammation of the Achilles tendon. And so it really depends on the area of the tendon. It can be higher up where the muscle turns into tendon. It can be right in the mid portion called the watershed area. Probably most commonly it's where the Achilles tendon attaches directly to the back of the bone, and it's simply inflammation of that tendon itself.
And that can be caused by?
Usually a combination of life. Overuse, sometimes shoes can irritate it if you're trying to increase your activity as well, but often a tight Achilles can lead to some other increasing frequency of that as well.
When you have pain, obviously you want to get rid of pain. So if you're at home and you have that pain in those areas, what can you do immediately before consulting a physician?
Sure. You can make sure there's nothing else more concerning just on your own, but using medications like anti-inflammatories such as ibuprofen or naproxen as well, which are available over the counter. And then just trying to maybe figure out if there's one particular activity that you're doing, giving your body a little bit of time to rest. And if it doesn't respond by doing those common, easy options, then giving us a call.
You know, we all feel like we've got to keep going all the time, and sometimes it's hard to rest, but sometimes that is some of the best medicine you can get.
It is. You know, we view pain as something that actually is an alert to let you know when something is going on that needs to be addressed. And so making sure you pay attention to your body as well is something that will give you some good insight about whether or not you can just let it continue to improve on its own or whether or not you need to be seen.
All right. Well, Dr. Thompson, thanks for the good info today.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance, keeping you in the game. Yes, they do, and glad to have them have TOA on. Time now to check in on scores around Conference USA. And the weekend started on Thursday, and FAU beat FIU 81-79. Remember that score.
2-point game.
2-point game. Friday night, you had Old Dominion losing at Rice 69-59. UAB beat Charlotte 61-37, which is a 25-point game. Marshall loses at Western 81-73. Louisiana Tech beats UTSA 77-66. UTEP loses at North Texas 63-33. And Middle lost, as we mentioned, to Southern Miss 84-54. On Saturday, Old Dominion comes back and gets a win, so there's a split. UTEP plays a close game at North Texas, 74-65. Charlotte, after losing by 25 on Friday, comes back to win by 15 against UAB on Saturday. FIU, which lost by 2 on Thursday night, loses by 44 at home against FAU, 107-63. Middle makes a 25-point turnaround and loses by 5 at Southern Miss. Louisiana Tech wins at home 82-66, and Western Kentucky and Marshall had a close game that apparently had something, a possession issue or something at the end of it. I'm not sure. I just saw a tweet that was put out that said that the conference had looked at something and Western was supposed to have gotten possession on something. I'm not sure what it is. We'll figure it out before the week's over. This week, here around the league, Marshall will go to FIU, Charlotte at FAU, Southern Miss goes to UTSA, Rice at UAB, Western Kentucky at Middle, North Texas at Old Dominion, and Louisiana Tech at UTEP. Have you come up yet with an explanation of how these games completely flip from one day to the next?
Well, I think as we just talked about a few minutes ago, you just it's an odd year, and you're seeing some odd scores around the country, not just in our league. We're obviously not immune to it. You and I talked on the bus on the ride down. There are some just almost unexplainable scores that you see from every league and every team. And our league and our team is no different. We're not immune to it. Obviously, we just saw it. We lived it.
Yeah.
You get Clemson this past week, lost by 35. They're the number 12 team in the country, lost by 35 at home.
Yeah.
We talked about the Michigan, and they beat Wisconsin by, beat them like a drum. At one point they were up 42 in the game, and a couple days later lost to Minnesota. Beat Minnesota by 25 on the road. Michigan did, and lost to them by 20 9 days later.
Yeah.
It's just the how these young men are, what they're dealing with, what they're going through, no fans in the stands, how you practice, who missed practice all week because they were quarantining, who just came out. All of a sudden your rotation is
And most people
different.
don't know that. All they see is what's on the floor at the game.
The product on game day.
Yeah, exactly.
And from a TV standpoint, when the cameras are zoomed in, you're not completely sure what's going on. Are there limited fans? Are they at 20% capacity at this place? Or are they zero capacity at this place? You can see the 10 players on the floor and what looks to be normal. On ESPN, on ESPN2, and it doesn't, in a way, completely look different than last year or any other year in the past. But what has gone on at the hotel, you just found out so-and-so's got to contact trace, and we got to figure out whether he's going to play in tomorrow's game. There's so many more factors that these young players are dealing with that you just don't know that what is going on unless you are in that locker room.
Absolutely. Our program is presented by Middle Tennessee Electric, your locally owned electric cooperative and trusted energy advisor. Had a couple questions from David Sturl here, who is, I'm telling you, this guy bleeds blue. Coach,
Good.
He says, it seems many teams are able to work the ball in low on us and score with ease. Is this something that you're addressing?
We've got to do a better job. That's actually a point that we showed on film after
Friday night.
That's right. You may have been in the part of that film session. We were playing too behind. We were behind in the post, just sitting on their backs. Ball was getting in there a little bit too easy. And obviously you try to eliminate other teams' easy points in transition, and just being able to throw it in the post and turn around and score. So. We've been good defensively. We've been one of the top 5 teams in the country guarding a 3-point line. We can provide a little bit more resistance at the rim. We didn't do much of that in Friday's game, but I thought Saturday a lot better.
All right. We will take our final break in just a moment. Want to thank Party Fowl of Murfreesboro for providing meals for tonight's show. Nashville Hot Chicken, local brews and craft cocktails, great food, great drinks, and great music. Party Fowl. Back to wrap things up and get a little scout on the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers after this on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield IMG College.
Murfreesboro Medical Clinic is proud to be the official medical group of MTSU Athletics. We all win big when we work as a team for better health. Just like MTSU's athletes and coaches, our healthcare professionals work tirelessly to make our community proud. At MMC, we really are true blue. MTSU is our hometown team, and your health is our mission. Visit mmclinic.com or call us at 615-893-4480.
Congratulations to Ascend Federal Credit Union for being voted Best Credit Union and Best Bank by readers of the Murfreesboro Post. Ascend, the exclusive credit union of Blue Raider Athletics, serving MTSU fans with 6 Rutherford County branches, convenient ATMs, online banking, a mobile app, and 24/7 support by phone. Visit ascend.org to learn more about Ascend's MTSU debit card and annual scholarship. Bank where Blue Raiders belong. Ascend is federally insured by NCUA.
Roscoe Brown is proud to be a longtime supporter of MTSU Athletics and your locally owned HVAC and plumbing company. For 80 years, Roscoe Brown has been the trusted name in heating, cooling, and plumbing for Middle Tennessee homeowners and businesses. We provide 24/7 assistance by calling 1-888-MY-ROSCOE. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Roscoe Brown. People you know, a name you trust. Go Blue Raiders.
Roscoe Brown.
RoscoeBrown.com.
The DoubleTree by Hilton Murfreesboro is the perfect place for your next close-to-home getaway for a change of pace or to plan your next event for 2021. Located just off I-24, 30 miles south of Nashville, and situated only minutes from Middle Tennessee State University. With Hilton's clean stay and event-ready initiatives in place, you can rest assured they're taking every precaution for you to have a safe and enjoyable stay. We'll make your stay an unforgettable experience. Don't forget the cookie.
News Radio WGNS, the flagship station for Blue Raider sports.
Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance proud to offer official orthopedic coverage to Middle Tennessee State University athletes. TOA 65 specialists are experts in bones, joints, and muscles and have the expertise to get you back in the game. With the convenience of 18 locations and 3 urgent care clinics, they've got you covered. To request an appointment, visit TOA.com or call 855-NEED-TOA. Well, Coach, Western comes in, and it is the 100-mile rivalry, but on top of that, they have a darn good basketball team and the best center in the league, maybe the country, in Charles Bassey.
He's elite. He'll be a top 15, top 20 pick in the draft. He's a pro. He's a pro's pro. I mean, he's very, very good, but it's not a one-man show. They've got a very talented roster.
Great new freshman.
Really good. McKnight is dynamic. Hollingsworth is very good. Carson Williams is a very versatile forward. They've got guys that come off their bench that are just tremendous players. Jordan Rawls, Luke Frompton, Josh Anderson is an NBA-level athlete, 6'6" wing. They're just really deep, talented, athletic. They don't have holes in their roster. To just give you an example of how good, how talented, how deep they are, Tolu Smith transferred out of Western Kentucky, a post player, because of lack of playing time behind Bassey. He starts at Mississippi State and is their best big, their best post player. Delano Banton wasn't playing much at Western Kentucky, transferred out. He starts at Nebraska and is their best player. The guys transferred out because of lack of playing time, and they're starting at Power 5 schools.
Yep.
They are a really talented group. You have to play well, and I think we will. You know, I liked our practice this afternoon, and we've got to have a good week of prep. You're not just going to be able to roll the ball out there against a Western Kentucky team and not play at a high level and come out there with wins.
Saturday at 4, Sunday at 1. So a little bit of a shake-up on the schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And Sunday's game is on CBS Sports Network, correct?
That is correct.
Will be the lead-in to the NFC playoffs, which, by the way, or the NFC and AFC championship. Want to wish Darius Harris and Charvarius Ward all the best of luck.
Baby.
All the best of luck this week, and wish you the best of luck this weekend.
Thank you, sir. Let's go get them.
All right, that'll wrap it up for us. For Coach Nick McDevitt and Nathan Wallach, Jake Wallman, our radio producer, Chip Walters here saying thanks for being with us. We'll talk to you from the Murph this weekend on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield, IMG College. Good night.
This has been Nick